Welcome everyone to the Sellout Show, where we are always sold out. I am Diana Guerin. I am the co-founder of Trade Show Makeover, where it's our mission to help companies stop leaving money on the trade show floor.
Ooh, I just so love that. Hey, Diana. Hey, everyone. I'm Shawn Carroll Sandy. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer of the Selling Agency, where we coach humans how to sell to other humans. Because if you're showing like someone who just shows up and you don't know what they're going to talk about, well, then your customers might not care to show up because they don't want to be surprised, or they don't want to guess, or they don't want to waste their time.
Yeah, that's right. That's an interesting concept. So we're having a little debate today. Like we're challenging a traditional sales coaching move, and I'm really curious what your experience is, and then I would love for people to chime in about what your experience is. But I've noticed that a lot of sales experts tell you that you should, when you're going to have a brand new sales appointment with somebody, that you should send an agenda ahead of time, or that you should make sure that you confirm the appointment like the day before. And in my experience over the last 18 months or so, I'm finding that I get a significant number of higher no-shows when I send a confirmation or an agenda ahead of time. Now, I may just be sending the wrong agenda, but I'm just curious what you think about that, Shawn.
No shit. That's so like, I don't know if this is even a debate so much as it is we need to figure it out. I don't think it's black and white, for one. Just like the whole cold calling is dead, social selling. That's not a black and white thing. Like that, come on. But I'm so curious that you're getting more no-shows when you send an agenda. I have for years sent, we call them PTIs, purpose, time, and intent. Here's the purpose of the meeting, about 30 minutes. Our intention is to walk away with this. But I think that it all depends on where you are. For me and for my sellers, I think it depends on where you are after that first conversation. If how I set the meeting was, I called, I piqued their interest. We're going to set the appointment to do more discovery, versus our first meeting, we did more discovery, and the second meeting is maybe to bring a second person in, or that meeting is to, hello, this is Diana Guerin. Can I help you?
Can I help you? Can I tell you something?
I'm fabulous. Are you going to a trade show? Let me make over your trade show. Is that how you sound on the phone?
It's actually a little bit raspier than that.
Your sexy trade show voice. Anyway.
No, go ahead, don't.
So I don't think you need to send one on every agenda, or an agenda every single time, but I think definitely, like, I see the benefits. I've never really had anyone not show that I can think of recently, but maybe that's something to pay attention to. I usually recommend you send an agenda if you have had a call with someone and you did a little bit of discovery, and then they're looping someone else in. I try to get that second person's email.
Yeah, so that's a good one.
That, they understand a little bit more of the background of what we talked about. And then, that's so curious.
Well, I think as we're talking about it, I'm wondering if it comes down more to why you're sending the agenda, why you're sending a confirmation. Like, is it because you feel like I don't know, you need to get so many meetings on your calendar this week, so you're sending it because you got to nail it down. Like any of those things. And I'll be honest, like this last one we were talking about just before we got on, my gut was, we're good. Don't send an agenda. Don't try to invite people. Don't push anything. And I got some coaching, and it was like, no, this is how you do. And when, to your point, Shawn, there's not a how you do things. Do you know what I mean? There's not tips and tricks. So maybe the whole thing was just designed for us to have this amazing show today to say, know why you're doing something. And if you're doing it in service of the other person, you're doing it as a service for them. That will shine through. And if you're doing it to force an outcome,
right,
that's too.
Maybe that's like maybe that's karma. Like, listen, Diana, if you just You set that meeting just to get that. I'm not accusing you.
Well, no, it wasn't
name.
set that way
Listen,
either.
Joe.
So, and who knows? I mean, maybe something bad happened and go back in touch with me, or maybe not. You just never know. It's on your bios.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think you're right. Let's break down some of the purposes as to why you would, or maybe why you wouldn't.
Sure.
So the first one that I like to send an agenda when, I've had that brief discovery call with one person, and they're going to bring other people into the meeting, so that one, they don't have to recap and sell it to someone else. Like, I always prefer to do my own selling. I don't want to leave it to somebody else.
Right.
They're going to put their filters, their agenda, their goals onto anything else. So that's why video is so powerful, recording it, sending it to someone if there's other decision makers. But so I want to make sure, and actually, a video agenda. I've never really tried that.
Well, this was a video agenda yesterday.
Oh, was it? Okay.
But there's a difference, because it was a discovery call. I mean, do you send agendas before a discovery call?
No, but I might have a mini agenda or mini PTI. We call them PTIs. Thank you, Chico Rovers, for this. Purpose, time, and intent is the agenda. Here's the purpose of our call. It might take 30 minutes. And then, our intention is to uncover this or to move this forward or whatever. So I can do that in a calendar invite. And, that one, it just sort of, primes the object, or preps the objective a little bit in that way.
I really like agendas when you're bringing somebody new in, especially busy executives super appreciate this.
Right.
Where you say, this is what we're going to do. And even if it's going to be a tight timeline, I've had huge success with introductions are 3 minutes. This is 5 minutes. We're spending, and they love that. But where I'm having my no-show thing happen has been agendas or confirmations on discovery calls that have already been set. And there's just no relationship there yet. I haven't even really had an opportunity to discover what's going to be important for them to talk about. So now I'm making something up, which may not have been what they were hoping to accomplish, but how would I know, because I haven't talked to them yet?
So do you think that this goes to kind of the genesis of the appointment setting role in sales? Like, we're going to set 1,000 appointments, maybe 500.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I've always done my own business development. Every sales role I've had has been business development and account executive. So I don't know the exact pains of inside sales folks, digital sales, or however we're renaming them now. So that would, I don't know. I've struggled with this. You and I've struggled with this. The objective of an inside sales team is to have those first conversations so that someone else can move them forward. How much of a relationship can you build there?
All right, so sales development reps, we want you to weigh in and let us know, do you confirm, when somebody puts a discovery call on the calendar with you, do you confirm it ahead of time? And if so, do you use an agenda? And how does it impact your shows or no shows?
Yes, I think we should do some metrics. I wonder if Trish has any metrics around this. Trish Bertuzzi with the Bridge Group about about setting those, appointment setting those first appointments, and then whether you send an agenda or not, what's the expected no-show rate, and then can we see if that's impacted by sending an agenda or not sending an agenda? That would be such a fascinating study. Who has an SDR team that wants to tackle that one?
Yeah. One thing I have seen work really, really well in an SDR to AE handoff is when they have scheduled the appointment, they make an introduction to the AE saying, this is why they set the appointment, this is what their company's all about, and then introducing, and our account executive is particularly passionate about blah, 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 and has a background in this, so they create like a relatedness. I've seen that be really great, but that's not a confirmation. It's it's not, please don't forget to show up tomorrow.
Right. So I've said, my husband's an optometrist. He's your eye doctor, right? His schedule's always booked. He's fantastic at what he does. And sometimes he'll often admit no-shows are a chance for him to actually eat lunch during his day. Like, so, woo. But, so they do appointment reminders, and every doctor's office does appointment reminders, right? And I would love to see the difference between, hello, Shawn Sandy, just a reminder for your appointment at Dr. Smith's office at 2 p.m. Wednesday. Please press C to confirm, or X to whatever. That's so impersonal. There is no personal connection to me and that doctor. Like for instance, Mike's patients aren't thinking, you know what, if I don't show up for my appointment, that's money out of his pocket. I mean, that's not only money out of his pocket, more importantly, that's a time that someone who had like an eye emergency or is like really needs to get and see him, that's something you prevented by not showing up.
Right.
So my suggestion to him was that instead of appointment reminder text messages or even calls, that he make a video. It says, hey, it's Dr. Sandy, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, or looking forward to seeing you at your appointment time, and the time below. And it could be just one video. The time is below. And just real important, if you can't make it, that's another spot that another patient who really needs to get to see me would fill. Do you know how many more people would make sure they called ahead of time if they're not going to make their appointment, or would make their appointment because it's him and it's his space and they're connected to him? So maybe there's something about that agenda, making it personal, like you did with you seeing with those introductions and handoffs, that we've got to, if there's a chance someone's not going to show up because they're not really interested, we need to know ahead of time.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, just put it out there versus wasting.
Don't chase no-shows.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me know early on that this would not be a good relationship for us.
Yes, versus me finding out you're just a butthole later.
Right.
Okay, so can we extract any clarity out of this?
Well, no, I think I really want to get people's feedback on this. Because everything that we've talked about so far has been anecdotal, but I want to hear from you. Are you experiencing that if you send confirmations or agendas ahead of a discovery call, does it impact your no-shows? Tell me what I'm doing wrong. I'd be happy to hear that.
Yeah. It's funny because I do have sort of folks who get a lot of no-shows. They're recruiters. For one of my clients, they're recruiters. And they will have those first conversations and schedule an interview, and they get no-shows a lot. So maybe they're also, like everyone, there's some that are like, yay, video, and some are like, ew, I don't want a video. But I will bet you if we could get them to do a video confirming the appointment, we're going to test this out, that would decrease their no-shows for interviews.
It's very possible. I mean, by the way, this particular company, I get no-shows. So yesterday was kind of a surprise, but I also don't usually send agendas with discovery calls. So I don't know if there's I don't know. I'm just really interested.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So tell us when you do send an agenda, if it's situational, and then also tell us if you do or don't because XYZ happens. So yes, we want to hear that. We want to hear from you, inside salespeople.
We want to hear from you. People are people.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's we've stirred the pot there.
Stir the pot.
That's our job. Stir the pot, ask questions, say pithy things.
Say pithy things.
Pithy. All right. So that's where we're going to leave it.
And stop hoping.
And start selling.
That's right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.